Hello, everyone. It's Friday night. It is preview time. Is Declan Rice going to be leaving us in the summer? I am joined by the Globetrotter himself, Lucas, who is coming over for breaking news a month. But wow. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Weekend is nearly upon us, and West Ham might not have no defenders. But we've got Lucas, so that's all what matters. Lucas, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. If they ever need me to do a job, I'll bleed. 100%.
I think we all would, mate. I think we all would 100,000%. Listen, before we get started, Lucas, tell the audience what you're doing for the next month, brother.
Fortunately, I will be over in bloody England for a whole month. I was thankful enough and lucky enough to get tickets to the home leg against Frankfurt and then some other tickets. And I'm very excited. I'm ready to invade the nation.
Tom, what do you think? What do you think of that, Tom? Lucas is coming to England.
Yeah, I realise I've spilled McDonald's down me for dinner, which is fantastic. But yes, I know he's coming. He's invading for a month. There's nothing I can do to stop him.
And I'm coming hard. Watch.
He's coming hard.
100%. But listen, earlier on today, you probably would have seen it, Tom, with old Mr. Romano, I think his name is, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Fabrizio, yes.
Fabrizio.
Yeah. What did you make of his story or tweet about Declan Rice?
It's not surprising. I think it's one of those. It is. We all kind of know it anyway. So it's not exactly really news to any of us. The one thing I didn't like is the fact that it's come out a week before the biggest game in club's sort of recent history, especially last 40, 50 years. But I mean, it didn't shock me. We all know that we're sort of like we've got him on borrowed time, and if we do win, I think maybe the club are hoping that they can get another 12 months out of him. But I think it's just the timing of it. But whether or not that's other clubs trying to sort of put some needle in there and all that sort of stuff. But I think the other week when he scored against Leon and he ran to the fans and he was kissing the badge, his point and all that stuff. So I don't know what to believe. But
Let's be honest, he made out with the badge.
Yeah, I believe the side of Declan will do what Declan does, and he won't throw his dummy out the pram. And if there's any shit that's going to happen behind the scenes, that's going to have been done by.
Is it a smokescreen though?
Clubs and stuff.
Is it a smokescreen though, Tom? Like, is this Declan Rice saying, "I am not signing nothing until I see some ambition at this club," and maybe he might change his tune? Or do you honestly think he's sort of set? Because let me ask you this, all I can see is two clubs signing Declan Rice who can win trophies in this Premier League, and that's Liverpool or Man City. I think Chelsea, they can win an odd trophy, but I don't think he'd go back there. Man United are in disarray. Well,
I don't think it'll be City, because if City sign Haaland, they can't sign Rice in the same window. Yeah, they could probably re-up the next window, 12 months later and go again. Liverpool, they don't have any reason, and it goes completely against their transfer strategy, what they do. I think it was a shot that they signed Luis Diaz for as much as they did, because that's just not how FSG does things. So the one team is the Declan Rice. Declan Rice is the Man United links, and I guess at the end of the day, it's going to be up to him whether or not he wants to go to a club that's in a rebuild situation instead of sort of being like on the up and coming. And if that's the case, then I said for him, he should probably just stay with us, because there's, I would argue, more chance, and you won't have bomb threats made against your house and being in as toxic an environment. So if he really wants to be ambitious and he wants to win trophies, then I would if an offer came in from abroad for quite a bit of money, I'd to a Barca or Bayern or a Real Madrid do that instead. Because it would make more sense. He would win more by doing that than he would if he went to the likes of United. I just don't see it. So, but if we do win the Europa League, I still think at that point you could probably convince him and say, look, again, it will all be the proof will be in the pudding for what the owners do, but we'll re-up and we'll go again. But yeah, it all kind of hinges on that Europa League final.
But let me ask both of you this. I'm going to ask the chat this and all. Yeah, what's more appetizing for Declan? West Ham now, or if it was Man United, the rebuild on Man United? Because I think West Ham now is in probably his best moment that he's ever likely to be in West Ham. I don't think we can go any higher without massive investment in the club. But I think Man United are miles and miles away from being Man United of old.
If first off, I want to say both of you are bang on with your two speeches that you just
get the
put
fucking
on.
Words out, man. Come on.
I try to use some different words, some different words.
That's being around me too much. That.
But with your question. That would be Declan would be putting himself in a situation like Lingard did, almost essentially. But he would play. But at the same time, it's like it just would not make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense to go to Man United. They are completely toxic right now. You don't know where their rebuild is going to go, and I don't want bomb threats going to Declan Rice's gaff.
Yeah,
Man United player or not.
I mean, I'm shocked that the IRA haven't done that to be fair, after the Ireland thing. But
so let me ask you this then, right? Is it Dec's final season for you boys?
No,
for West Ham.
No. I just don't see it because, like I said, when you actually look at the teams of who can afford him and where's he going to go, Chelsea can't do anything until this whole Russia thing's sorted and the club's been sold. Plus, when you look at it, they
still have to get rid of like 5 midfielders.
Exactly, they don't really need it. Plus, if you're Chelsea, what would you do? Would you rather go for Rice or keep Kante for a couple more seasons and bring Gallagher into the team? You'd probably do that.
Kovacic.
But so, Joe, the only thing with Chelsea, that's the one thing I will say with Chelsea is, if they do get this new owner, it's going to be a statement signing. If they want to get their feet firmly under the carpet, what better player to bring in and, let's be honest, one of their own they had a long time ago. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Chelsea's the one where I look at them and I think they're going to have to make something happen, aren't they?
Well, while they're at it, they may as well take Eddie Nketiah. That's how Chelsea fans work. I mean, he used to play for them, didn't
he?
And
they can give us our 150 million pounds.
I just don't. When you actually break down the teams, it literally it's only United that makes sense. And I know, as he says there, Rodri has had an exceptional season, one of the best midfielders. I think him and Rice probably the two best in the Prem this season in their roles. The only one that makes sense is United, but
just no way.
He would have to be. I know we say it because I think what we can gather is that West Ham offered probably close to near on 200 grand a week, and he said it's not about the money, and I genuinely believe him. We've all said this the whole time.
That made me more confident that we can keep him. Honestly,
he's guided by his family. He's got his dad's his agent and everything. I don't think it's a money thing. It genuinely is. He wants to win. But if that's the case, United's not the team. That's not going to change overnight, and that is at least 4 to 5 years before United even get anywhere close to where they were previously. You got a whole new philosophy coming in with the manager. It just doesn't make sense. So the only thing that does is that if we can win this season, win the Europa League, and convince him and say in the summer, look, we could maybe negotiate, because from what I've seen and read and heard is that if he does sign a new contract, but we put a release clause in there similar to what they did with Jack Grealish, he would accept. So if he put a £100 million release clause in and he said, right, we'll just keep you until that point, I think he would do that, as long as A, we're winning, and B, we're showing ambition to re-up the squad and get better sort of as a team. But it looks like the only way that he's going to accept that offer is if we put that release clause in.
And another big thing, if we're thinking about Declan Rice, the person himself, which I don't blame him for this in the slightest. he doesn't want to. I guarantee you, he doesn't want to go down the road that like Harry Kane has gone down, where he signs a big extension. He's got 5-6 years left on his deal, but he's completely unhappy at the club. Like Harry Kane, he probably feels a lot better now than he did originally. But like no one wants to have 6 years held under their head in an environment they don't want to be in, especially like with our owners who have yet to show any
listen,
positive progression.
I can tell you now, it doesn't matter how much people want to say it. Given the first chance, Harry Kane is going to leave Spurs. If Man United come in for Harry Kane and get in the summer, he will leave Spurs. I don't see that with Declan. From like we said, if he is what we all think that he is, and that is a very smart, keyed in guy who's not about the money, who's about winning and stuff, he knows that actually making that move is not actually going to put him in the best position to win. Yeah. Neither is the Chelsea move, because at the moment, nobody's even going to touch anything as to what City or Liverpool are able to do while they've got their current squads. It just does not make sense. So unless one of those two do come in, which is highly unlikely that they do, it has to be either a European team or he has to say to West Ham.
But wouldn't you agree, though, Tom?
As long as you actually back it up and put some money into this squad.
But wouldn't you agree, though, if Declan is... I don't want to put him down, I think, because he's been amazing. But if Declan's not happy with the circumstances, he's one injury away from that value going down. Do you know what I mean? Can you see what I'm getting at? You look at Ashley Westwood, for instance, the other day. Like, bang, he's out. He's gone now. Like, he's out for a year probably. Now, with Deck, for how good he's been, if West Ham was to go and get 150 million, and I agree with what Ian said in the chat there. He said it's like it has to be if GSB is not involved.
Exactly.
If GSBs are involved in it, we all know that money's not going to get reinvested. Then we've got a bit of you've got to weigh up either West Ham as a club or Declan Rice as a player, and what's more important.
We could sell Declan for 70 million pounds, but I'd still be worried as long as GSB's in the house.
Yeah, I agree. I really don't.
I don't care for how much we sell them for. As long as they're here, I will always have my guard up and be worried about where that money goes.
What about you, Lucas? Do you think that could be here next year?
I think he'll be here next year. But again, I don't want to say we're on borrowed time, but like at some point, if we really care about, well, I know we all care about Declan Rice, but like if the board care about Declan Rice and they care about us, which they've proved time and time again, they don't care about us. They will give Moyes the money he needs, not the money he wants. Like Moyes can work on something. He needs something to work with.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's not a Pep Guardiola where he goes, right, well, I need a £200 million war chest every single summer.
If you gave David Moyes
75 million.
Yeah, 80 million
year,
pounds.
I reckon he'd make one marquee signing.
He'd do the business for sure.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's just like he should have had this ages ago, though, Tom, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Really, like the money that he should have had this. Me and you discussed this fucking last year.
We honestly shouldn't be talking about this if we're being honest.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I think the way he's come out, like 10 days before, like our biggest game,
perfect timing.
Absolute perfect timing. So let's move on from Declan. Would he be here? Won't he be here? I don't think none of us know. But why he's here, he's got to get us into a final at least. Hopefully.
But to leave it off, I said it a little bit. I am happy though that it's come out that the amount of money he's rejected, because at the end of the day, in my heart, I've always known it wasn't about money, and I think a lot of us know it wasn't about money. Because if he accepts 200 bags a week, like he's set up for life.
But what I would also say is that that he can reject it here because he knows that he's still going to get that elsewhere as well. So when they say, well, it's not about the money, it is, because if he does go somewhere else, he'll just say, well, I want 200 grand plus a week to be able to do that. So there is always going to be a money element, but I don't think it's one of his massive driving forces, because he knows wherever he goes, he can command 200 plus probably for what.
Does it depend though, Tom, on if West Ham get Champions League, Europa League, or anything for that matter?
Well, it's Europe or bust really, because you need to actually show that there's signs of improvement. We've improved on last year because look at what we're actually doing in Europe now. If we qualify for the Champions League, then through winning it, then there's massive step in the right direction. But then you've got Jesus Christ. For me, this is the problem. It goes down to the whole sort of David Moyes stuff. It's one thing getting Champions League football, but then if you're given that money to spend and you've got Champions League football, you can't be signing the likes of Brennan Johnson and Keane Lewis Potter to be able to make an instant impact because they will be eaten alive in Europe.
Yeah.
Those will be like a step. I don't want to call them projects, but they'll be like the step above a project where they're good, but they're not that good.
If you're starting like a Brennan Johnson or a Keane Lewis Potter, fair enough. As we said, if it's one for the future, great, fantastic. But you can't. It's got more investment. It has to be like some serious cash injection because otherwise you just
And what better would it be to win the Europa League? Moyes gets, let's just say, 80 bags, and he just puts his foot on the board's throat and gets Calvin Phillips to partner with Souček and Declan Rice.
Really bad injury record.
From what I've heard today, mate, Souček, I don't know if you see that today on Twitter also.
Yeah.
But Souček's not getting offered a contract until the end of the season because David Moyes ain't happy the way he's been performing, by the sound of it.
I haven't seen any of that today. Yeah,
that's basically what it is. I did tag Mitchell in it. He was quite overly impressed. I must have. I've got to admit.
It does say something though. I think that I'm not trying to say like there's stuff going on behind the scenes, but I think the one that shocked me at the moment, if we're talking contracts, I think is the fact that Ben Johnson's reluctant to sign his deal.
I agree.
That's worrying for me. That's like he's been given every opportunity from David Moyes to perform, and he has done.
Yeah, there's some sort of stench in the air on that.
There's 75 to 80% of the time he's been fantastic. Yeah, and he's in the England under-21s now. I mean, as a nation, we've got way too many right backs, so he'll always struggle with that. But
what is going on there, though, Tom?
I don't know. I do not know. That's what stinks to me a little bit. Is it?
Yeah.
Am I reading too much into it? I'm thinking players don't really want to negotiate contracts while GSB is still here. Is it? I can't put my money on what or why.
The only thing I can think of with Ben, and I've always said this, is that he's been forced to stay at West Ham because West Ham have activated that 2-year extension. Like I don't think.
But we could force it by extending his contract and then turn around and say, well, we're not going to play you now. At least he's actually like start. And I mean, he looks happy, just like unless he's got the greatest poker face in the world. He looks like the Lyon game the other day. He looked so happy, especially when he got back into the hotel and the fans were greeting him. Because
you seen if West Ham didn't have the extension. And all West Ham had was basically, right, his contract runs out this summer. I don't think Ben would sign a new contract, mate. I've always said that. Like, no. I think he's been made to, it's like he's been forced to stay at West Ham because West Ham have got the upper hand. I think next summer, if Ben doesn't sign a contract, Ben will be sold. I think, personally, because I don't think West Ham will let him go on a free.
Well, if Scott's saying he's been tapped up by Arsenal, fair enough. But again, it's a team. This is what I don't understand. We are literally on the same playing field as United, Spurs, and Arsenal at the moment. All of us are. We're all on a level playing field at the moment, unless
we're not that far off from Chelsea.
Yeah,
not that far off.
Those clubs, the four of us, we would all of us combined probably need at least 3 or 4 years, as I said, to get anywhere near to what Liverpool City are doing.
And where the less spenders out of all of them lot.
Exactly, but nobody can touch what City and Liverpool are doing, at least for the next 5 years. It's just not going to happen. Their squads are built to last, and they are, from 1 through 11, incredible. Nobody's touched it, so I don't understand why you would go to Arsenal if you've basically got the exact same. Because if it's to, I've got more of a chance to win titles, bollocks, because it's not. You've got more 100%. Because
he's going to be sitting behind Tomiyasu, who's a class, in my opinion.
But City and Liverpool every season at the moment, it just feels like they're fighting for the quadruples. Like that's not going to change for ages, at all.
The thing is, before we sort of come on to sort of the Chelsea game and everything, and we're going to talk about Elise, obviously, because he played tonight, and the youth team lost tonight, 1-0 to Fulham, just to let everyone know. Is it going to be, Tom and Lucas, West Ham's biggest window in their history? Because I think when you weigh it up, we need about 10 players, and that is no joke.
Well, until it's funny you asked that, because last summer and last January, you could say were by scenario and chance our biggest transfer windows in a long time. But until Declan Rice runs out his contract and we don't fill the void, every single transfer window is going to be our biggest transfer window.
I've been saying that since what feels like for ages. It's always felt like the biggest transfer window in the club's history.
At least the past 4 years.
Yeah, but what it is, though, Tom, when you sort of look at it and you weigh it up, like you take Mark Noble out, fair enough. He's retiring, fair enough. Like Arthur's going to go. Fredericks is going to go.
Yarmolenko, Areola potentially.
When you sort of weigh it up, even a Bonner to a point, like he's going to be given a year's contract, but we're still going to need someone else to come in. Yeah. Like we can't rely on him. Do you know what I mean? Just to come in and hit the ground running after being out for 6 months.
The squad's is threadbare in certain areas, and it will be more so come June 30th or whenever contracts run out, July 1st or whatever it is.
We still don't have a left winger.
To be honest with you, I think for me, there will be some youth team promotions. I think Okaflex has to be around the first team next year. I think Elise will be around the first team and actually probably start in more games next year. I think so. There'll be those sides.
Say his name. Say his name. The other one. Say his
Baptiste.
name.
So
no, the other one.
Elise.
I think Connor Coventry has to get a shot.
Oh yeah, exactly. Name. Like I'm hoping when Connor, so there are some actual players that we've got in the youth team that can come through and are younger legs to replace the older legs that we have. Even, Longello or whatever, Harrison Ashby's another one. So if Ben Johnson decides that he does want to go, Harrison Ashby's just the next one off the line who I think actually
he's great.
Could be better than Johnson because his attacking output is way beyond what Johnson is.
I think he's phenomenal.
My three, I don't even want, or my two, I don't even want to count Ashby because he's already so close. I mean, literally, once Frederick goes, Ashby honestly could jump right in. But I really want to see Connor Coventry get a legit chance after smashing it at MK Dons and a good preseason. And we need to see Okaflex. We need to see him.
Yeah,
I'm dying to see him.
Well, when I'm thinking about it as well, because obviously Crowell will go back and he's not obviously being signed, is he?
Yeah.
So
that's another player.
There's going to have to be probably 4 or 5 youth team players that are going to have to get their chance next season. But even after those guys are promoted, and that's just to almost sort of replace the ones that have left, then on top of that, we've still got to sign another striker, another centre back, another goalkeeper.
We have like 8 to 10 players leaving.
Another left back. So we need at least, I'd say, anywhere between 6 to 8 top quality signings, which are not going to come cheap in this day and age. It's going to have to be somewhere near for me. If I was David Moyes and, or the board, the budget has to be anywhere between 80 to 120 million at least to get 5,
100%.
6, 7 players in and then start promoting.
That's not even if we make Champions League.
No, but that's in general. This is you have to do it to compete with the other team.
Exactly. And that's what they don't understand. That's why they can't get through their thick, numb skulls.
Which is why I'm a little bit worried if someone says, let's just spunk 70 million on Darwin Nunez. Doesn't make sense.
I don't.
For the transfer budget. It just doesn't.
No.
But if, for instance, though, I just want to answer this question, and I'm going to ask you something. He said, "Do you think Moyes even cares about having a bigger squad size next season?"
He better
he wants. If you don't learn this season, he's never going to learn.
Just like Moyes has done, and I credit this to him. Ever since he came in the first time and saved us from relegation, we can all agree from that point on and up, he himself has progressed as a manager. His tactics have evolved. He stopped having these dinosaur tactics. I genuinely believe that with that question, he'll do the same thing he's been doing since day dot. He's going to progress, and he's going to realize, you know what, I should probably be caring about 4 other players because I need options, and players are going to get hurt. This season has to be highlighted as an example of, it may seem we have enough, but at any given time, it's going to get snatched away from you.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, no,
I agree.
All he has to do is look over at Leeds.
Exactly.
Yes, it's my favourite L team. I'm sure Scott will love that. But all you have to do is look at it. It's literally the downfall of Marcelo Bielsa is what happens when you operate with small squads. It can, at any given time, you can get an injury crisis, and that will be it.
He played the youth at least.
Do you see how many fans were at Leeds under 23s game tonight at Ellen Road? They had near on like 15 to 20,000 fans in for an under 23 games tonight.
That's amazing.
The thing is, I agree with what Ian said here, yeah. I must admit, and I do agree with quite a lot of what Ian says. Spending 60 million plus on Núñez would be worth every penny, though, guys. The game is top quality.
I don't disagree, but the problem is
we can't afford that.
You can't. For me, it makes more sense to spend like 20 to 30 on 4 or 5 players rather than just going, right, there's 70 million and then go, we'll go for a cheaper £2 million option.
See, I'll ask you this then, right? Because I had this debate earlier on Twitter. People turn around and say about Dennis from Watford. Now, people say 20 to 30 million for him. I look at it and I think, for an extra 20 million, you can go and sign Ivan Toney. Like, do you know what I mean? For £50 million. I know it's a lot of dough, but
£30 million, that's a lot for a relegated player.
That's
who has done well this season for Watford. Don't get it twisted, but
I would. The season before, he was could not hit a cow's arse with a banjo for Cologne.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just seems like people sort of get on the reaction of.
It's a recency bias.
There are good options. Like, for instance, if it's at a cut price deal, the likes of Hassan Kamara from Watford, who I would have loved to have signed before he went there when he was at Nice. I thought he looked at the bee's knees. Nick Pope potentially on a cut price deal if we didn't want Areola. Those kind of signings, yes. But when you're talking like 30, 40 million for relegated championship players that over the last couple of years haven't proved to be consistent, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, see, the thing is with me, if I think, especially in the summer, before I sort of move on to the Chelsea game, is I want us to go out and I want us to sign a proven striker, someone who like a Jonathan David would do me down to the ground. Do you know what I mean? Someone like a Núñez who's banging in goals. Like, if West Ham end up in Europe next season, whatever it is a bit of a problem because if we end up in the Conference League, we ain't going to be that attractive, are we, to like sort of get people coming here? But if we end up in the Champions League, nothing would surprise West Ham going and getting Núñez.
My big thing is I want us to either do one of two things, and that's if we win Europa League or get Europa League again. I'll exclude Conference League, but I either want us to just like go out and balls to the wall and get that premier striker, or I really want to see us buy like two not on the cheap, but like I mean I would not say no to, let's say, Bellotti and Emmanuel Dennis for like 20 million quid. I think that'd be great to have Antonio, Dennis, and Bellotti, but it won't happen. But that would be like my approach. Or you go and spend that £50 million on Jonathan David, who I believe is absolute quality.
See, that's not a bad shout there. What you've just said there, Bellotti, because Bellotti would be on a free, and you can go and get Dennis. But you know what? I did this debate earlier on. I said, who would you rather have from Watford, Dennis or Ismail Sarr? I'd rather have Sarr, mate.
That's another topic for another day too, because we still need a left winger, and I would bite your hand off for a smaller Sarr. He is quality.
Well, we will talk about the summer when the summer arrives, but we're going to talk about Chelsea now. And obviously tonight, Tom, Elise played in the under-23s, mate. So is that him not playing on the weekend?
Yeah, I'd say pretty much.
So what does that tell us, Tom?
That's crazy, man. What the fuck?
Does Declan Rice go at the back on Sunday?
can mean one of a million things. Well, apparently Zuma's back in training, but whether or not he's going to be fit for the weekend, I guess, is another story. But yeah, probably Rice back there, which is a shame, I guess. As you know, we won't go over what we spoke about the other day. We all sort of had our opinions on it, and but yeah, that probably signals that Dec's going to go back there. But listen, Chelsea, they're susceptible. The other day proves it. They're going to be without Rudiger. They've got a few little injuries here and there. Lukaku is just not the same Lukaku this season because he's missing Inter Milan and wouldn't shock me because.
And if Nketiah is going to bag 2 goals, I mean, don't get me wrong, Antonio's been shit, but if Nketiah can bag 2, Antonio can get in there. Looking
at that Chelsea team again, the only person for them that really scares me at the moment is Timo Werner. That's it. And Kante's not exactly been Kante of old for parts of this season, especially the last sort of few months. But for the start of the season, Chelsea, they looked incredible. They were on some sort of form. But, I mean, Tuchel is clearly just losing the plot a little bit. The fact that he started blaming the pitch, that's like...
I had to laugh at that. Yeah.
That's a dangerous area for a manager to start blaming the pitch because that's all of a sudden looks like they're running out of ideas and options to, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Eastside Views, would you give it a rest?
Tom's most favourite person is in the chat. Listen, I understand what you're saying about Chelsea. Don't get me wrong. The other day, I thought they were terrible against Arsenal. Offensively, they was all over the place. The only thing I will say is that going back to what we were talking about the other day about Elise and Baptiste and Rice, does that really tell us then that Moyes has just got no faith in the youngsters whatsoever? Like, because if you're going to hoping to try and get Zuma back, you're pushing this man to get back, and Elise plays tonight.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily faith. It's just lack of preparation. So, I mean, like I guarantee you, if you went to Moyes today and be like, you know, do you see the potential or have faith in Elise to be a quality player? He'd probably say yes, but he hasn't prepared him for this moment. So again, it is almost like a baptism by fire, and Moyes religiously always avoids that at every single turn. So I don't, but it is I am a bit, as Tom Skinner would say, I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit shaky. Seeing Elise.
I'm a little bit worried.
A bit worried.
I don't know though, mate. Like, I look at it like this year. I think to myself, like, people are saying about Zuma. Like, Zuma's been back in training, but you wouldn't risk Zuma on Sunday, surely. Like,
no, not Sunday. Maybe Thursday, but not Sunday.
Yeah.
Surely not Sunday.
Because then if he drags him back for Sunday and he gets a recurrence, then you got a problem, ain't you? Let's be honest.
We are fucked, and then there's gargantuanly fucked.
So what do you reckon then, Tom, on Sunday? Now you sort of know that probably Elise ain't going to play. You know, we've got a pretty good fault that Deck is going to go back there. Unless Crowell's there or something, or he does Ben Johnson or something mad, but I can't see him doing that.
That's a plot twist I want to see. Alex Krall at center half.
Oh, mate, I mean, I'm real, isn't it?
That is a plot twist that I'm not fucking ready for, not yet. I don't know. I really don't know.
You know, it's a better question. Do you think, because obviously with Elise playing tonight, that does obviously secure, like, Declan Rice will probably be playing center half, or at least a way more defensive role. Do you think we'll see 4 in the back or 3 in the back with Declan Rice?
I've got a feeling we're going to go 3 in the back. They're going to go match Chelsea up.
I do as well.
I mean, he does it all the time. Tuchel plays that 3-4-3 system, doesn't he? Like, religiously, and he very rarely goes 4-3-3 or 4. I don't think he even goes 4-2-3-1. So, for me, I think he's going to go 3-4-3, boys. I think he'll probably go Dawson, Cresswell, and wouldn't surprise me if Ben goes back there. It really would not surprise me at all when he plays with wing backs and he goes that way. So it's interesting to see what he would do. Personally, I just think it's 3 at the back for me.
Yeah, that's
You
what
are
I
cutting
would be
out a little bit.
thinking.
Your internet's going a bit funky, James.
Okay, mate. Nice one. Have a look.
It'll
You
get
boys
sorted.
just carry on.
To be honest with you, like I said, I if you want to like drop out and drop back in, me and Lucas can chat for a second. But yeah, no, I don't. I think it's there for the taking. Again, I think of course it'll be respect the point and all that. But for me, they've looked susceptible. Even their fans, for the fact. Welcome to the Lucas and Tom show here on East Wing Zone TV. No, I think like. Did you see the game the other day when Azpilicueta was at the end of the match? The fans sort of did that to Azpilicueta, but I think Azpilicueta got that confused that he wanted to fight him. So I think he was just asking him for more fight in the team. So clearly the fans
In American, that means meet me at the pub after the match.
So there's a lack of fight in the Chelsea team from the start of the season. I don't know. I see it there.
I'll be honest with you. There's only a few clubs that like, and those few clubs would be Man City and Liverpool, where I rarely think, okay, there's a point for the taking. Like there's something there, but like I feel the same. I think you're bang on. Like I think there is an angle to exploit with Chelsea. I think, of course, we do have them in a downtime, but they also have us at a bit of a downtime after a shite performance against Burnley. But I think, going like if Rice is playing center half, but if we went to like a back four and he partners with Dawson, I think that would be incredibly aggressive. That'd be a very aggressive move.
Yeah.
I would like to see him match 3 in the back, because Declan Rice will be able to even I've said this with Johnson too. If I still think Johnson would be a great center half, because he just has to worry about defending and he can pick a ball. When he's playing right back or wing back, when he tries to pick a ball out, it's very inconsistent. But I feel like if he had no worry in the world besides defending, he could just pick a ball out. And Declan Rice, he already does a great job quarterbacking in midfield. Watch him quarterback from the back three. He will be pinging them about all day.
Yeah, I mean that is.
We will be missing his driving runs, his passing in the middle.
That is the only benefit to having him at the back in a back sort of 3 or 5 is that if he does decide that he wants to push out a defense and drift forward and go forward a little bit, there's at least going to be another 2 defenders there. It also means that he could play. For me personally, now looking at it, what he'll do is he'll go, if Elise's not to play, Soufal at right back, Dawson, Rice, Cresswell left centre half, and then Johnson at left back. I think that's. I can't see him doing.
Yeah,
because obviously he doesn't trust.
There's no other way. But the only thing I would say is I don't want that, because I've.
Oh God, no, I don't want that either.
But some people have not seen the light on Aaron Cresswell as a left center half. He is absolute dog shit.
He was good. The first time that Moyes came in and saved us before he was sacked, Cresswell at left centre half was actually like mustard. He was really good.
The past like season and a half, the lad can just not help but concede a goal behind his back. It always happens, at least for the past season and a half.
Getting on. He's getting old.
I guess that sucks.
James, you're on mute.
Am I?
Oh no, there you go. Hello.
I'm back.
You're back.
I don't know what's going on with this internet tonight, but bloody, it's just my luck. So what are we all thinking on Sunday then? What's your final thoughts on Sunday?
Well, we haven't played a European game, so I'm feeling more positive now.
Moyes said it felt like a holiday this week.
Yeah,
all that time off.
Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? We haven't played a game, and that usually benefits us when we come in. Chelsea have had a midweek game. We've got some injuries. The confidence isn't there. The fans are very close to turning on the players because they're not giving enough fight. I can see us nicking it, and I don't know why. I can see us nicking it. I think it'll be similar to the Arsenal game. I think 3-2 to us potentially. I think it'll be a few goals because obviously, saying that is how close is Zuma. The fact that he's trained today must mean that he's close, if not ready to go. So,
is he worth the risk, though, Tom?
Absolutely not. No, Thursday is so key. So no, it's not worth the risk. But I don't know. I think Chelsea are there for the taking. I think. Well, that's it, isn't it? They've got nothing to fight for really anymore because they're pretty much guaranteed top 4. They're out of the Champions League. They're not in. Well, they're in the FA Cup final, but there's no real like the fans were saying at the weekend. There's no real fight in that team anymore. So
and I think when we see their starting 11, it'll say a lot because don't get me wrong, like. A lot of people rate him, but I don't rate him at all, really. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. If I see him in the starting 11 on Sunday, we definitely have a chance because that's where, in my opinion, if you're starting him over, I know Kovacic is injured, but if you're starting Ruben Loftus-Cheek over like Conte, Jorginho, and other company, like that to me, I can tell where your mindset's at when it coming into the match. Like you really don't give a shit what happens or what he does. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I agree with Tom. I think there's something for the taking, especially after what we just witnessed against Arsenal, because Arsenal put out a very shit lineup and beat the hell out of them. And I think there's something to be had, especially if we go match for match against them, 3 in the back versus 3 in the back, and whatever will be. Que sera, sera. We're on our way to Stamford Bridge.
So what's your predicted lineups, both of you? And I'll do mine. We will.
I'm gonna say, I think we will do a 3-4-3. Now, do you want? I'll do what I think Moyes will do because what I say doesn't matter. What I think Moyes will do, he'll go. What he'll do, he'll go Fabianski in goal. I think he will do Rice at right center half, Dawson in the middle, Cresswell at left center half. I think he will play Pablo Fornals as a left wing back. He will play Soufal as a right wing back. And then we'll see Souček, Lanzini. And we could see Noble. We could do maybe a 5-3-2 and then have Bowen and Antonio up top.
Not bad, Chair. Not bad, Chair.
I think he'll match up. I think he'll go 3-4-3 potentially. I did say it whilst you were off screen there, James. I said Fabianski, even though I think it should be Areola, 100%. Fabianski, Soufal, Dawson, Rice, Cresswell, Johnson at left wing back, and then I think it will be Souček and Fornals in the middle, and then I think hopefully what I want to see, and then Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Johnson at left wing back. I said Fornals. Sorry.
Yeah. But there could be a case for Lanzini playing instead of Benrahma and then him doing like a 5-3-2 almost and be a bit more central rather than wing. But I think, Chelsea, you've got to respect the pace that they've got on the outside. And listen, if we do lose 4-0 East Side Views, I'm sure you can sit and
celebrate with a pint
to your handkerchief. But
oh yeah, listen, I love the positivity on this channel. I've got to admit. Can you follow me on Twitter, Tom? So there you go, Tom. You got a fellow person who wants to follow you. For me, I agree with both of you. 3-4-3 for me. I don't know whether I think Ben will play centre half though. I don't know why. I think Fredericks might come into this. I've got a feeling like he'll go Kafal one side, Fredericks the other side, and I think it'll be Ben, Dawson, and Cresswell. That's what I think it might be.
Dude, fucking East Side Views, my God. You're doing my head in every time.
You are so triggered. You boys get so triggered, mate. I used to get triggered all the time, but not anymore. Listen, and it's Souček Rice, and I don't know whether Benrahma will play himself. Do you know what I mean? Mate, I'm on Twitter. Fat Boy Fever. You know what I mean? So just remember that and follow me on there, Fat Boy Fever. But for me, I just feel that I just don't think Benny will play tomorrow at Sunday. I think it'd be Bowen, Antonio, Fornells. There's like a 3-man attack, I think. But it's all ain't about Sunday, it's about Thursday for me. So yeah. Give us your final predictions then, lads. Obviously Tom said he fancies us to win. Give me a scoreline, Tom.
I'll go 3-2. I think there's a chance. I don't know why. I think there's a chance. I think, like I said, the fact that there's, I've got a strand of hair that's just dipping in front of my face. I need a haircut and a shave. I've got to get spruced up before Lucas comes. Got to look my best.
Who you telling?
Yeah. Got to get my fade in. I've got to take my beard off. Got to be looking all cute for the boy. I think it's. I think 3-2. I think they're there to be had. I think the fact that their fans the other day after that Azpilicueta incident, I think, is very telling to me where the Chelsea fans think that their squad's at the moment. And I think they'll get on their backs if
especially doing that as the captain. That does speak a lot. That's volumes.
Yeah. So I think we've got a chance. 3-2. I'll say 3-2, and I think Antonio finally gets himself on the score sheet. I reckon it's been way too long since he scored. So,
Lucas.
Oh, man, it is a tricky one because, like I said, normally obviously we all get a better feel when we see the lineups come out. But for me, I feel like I'll get the whole picture in mindset when I see Chelsea's lineup. But like you said, you made a good point. They're pretty stagnant right now. Like, they really have nothing to achieve. They've already achieved what their goal was this season: get Champions League again. They probably did have their minds on winning the league, but I mean, they looked like they could have started the season, but that's obviously faded out. But they're stagnant. They've done as well as they could do. If I do see Ruben Loftus-Cheek in this starting 11, I do think there are 3 points to be had. But I'm gonna go. If we match them up, I think we're gonna. I want to go 1-1, but I hate predicting draws. I'm going 2-1 us.
Eastside views I'd love to see what his office looks like. I'm telling you, he's got a dartboard with just Antonio's head.
I love how you used to get triggered. Honestly,
I'm not getting triggered. I just find it funny.
I actually quite like Eastside views, to be fair.
Yeah, Eastside views is legendary. He's right.
I don't like Moussa Dembele. That's who I don't like. Fucking cunt.
Very true. For me, I'm going to predict. I think it's a draw written all over this game, West Ham. I really do. We don't win at Stamford Bridge often, and when we do, it's always when we don't expect to. And
Chelsea have lost 4 out of their last 5 at home though recently.
Yeah, ever since the owner has decided to get nicked, basically they haven't won a game. They've conceded 3 or 4 goals in the last 3. I think it is Real Madrid, Brentford, and Arsenal. So I'm going to go on the side of a draw. I think West Ham will go there and be hard to beat. And I think Chelsea will find it hard to break us down. The problem is with West Ham, against better teams, when good teams come at us, we seem to play better. When we have to break teams down, then we find it hard work. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just looking at the chat and everyone's going berserk about everything. But
I respect it. I really do.
Listen, right? Everyone's got an opinion, mate. Trust me, and that's what I like to hear on this channel.
Everyone's got an opinion, but fuck me, Eastside Views he's just way out there.
Tom, any final thoughts in regards of anything that's not to do with anything?
Yeah, no. I'm buzzing for next week. I just want next week to come so much. I think we're all just I'm counting down the days to be able to do that. Me and Rebecca, we've not been to football in near on 2 years with COVID and everything else. We're back there. I get to see my brother after a year. European final, semi-final. He gets to meet Lucas and meet up with people. And Yeah, and then he's making his way up north to stay in Leeds for a week. Christ on a bike. So we'll definitely do like a live stream, and then Lucas can sit in this chair. So yeah, I think I don't want to look past Chelsea. Obviously, I'd still want us to give 100% because we need to fall back on the league if we don't get through to the final or win the competition. So it is massively important. But oh God, I just keep thinking about next Thursday. I can't help it. It's so tough.
You lot don't do.
Are you going Thursday, Tom?
Yes, I am indeed. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while. So my dad's on holiday, so he was like, "Do you know what? You can have the season ticket seats." So.
Oh dear. Don't ask these side views his prediction for Thursday. We will be suicidal.
What you don't know is that Eastside Views is a massive Bundesliga fan, and he watches Frankfurt every week, and he knows that we're going to get slapped 7-0 or something by Kostic hat trick. But yeah, it's like I said, everything is this weekend is so massively important. But I just every time I think about Thursday, I just start getting excited because it's just
Before I ask you, because obviously now I know you're going, then that means I won't ask you beforehand. But what do you think on 30, Tom? Do you think we can get a decent result at home and go over to Germany with a nice cushion, or do you think it's going to be? Because listen, they did put 3 past Barca. You can't not forget that.
So to me, competitions like this specifically,
you just don't know.
It's not that we don't know, but they're squeaky. They are really squeaky. Whenever I think of like Champions League finals in the last few years,
getting a bit nervy.
Yeah, getting a little bit right. Yeah, I think a lot of them are like extra time, very close fought games. I think again, as I said after people were like, yes, we're getting Frankfurt, not Barcelona. Don't underestimate them. They're there for a reason, and I think it's worse for us because if it was Barca would come at us like we've just said with Chelsea. Barca would come at us, and maybe we find it easier
because we're playing the giant opposed to just another warrior.
Yeah,
a warrior.
So I think
a warrior versus a warrior.
A warrior, but yeah, I think actually style wise, it doesn't match us or benefit us playing against them. I think it's going to clash for us and not in a good way. So I think it's good. Listen, if we can just get one goal, even if it's just something to defend when we go over there, I think that's the main thing. And hopefully and thankfully this time we're not going to probably be down to 10 men after 40 minutes and after, so there's actually going to be a chance that we can come out of the game with something. So,
hey, you know what they say? As long as you don't have a convicted criminal officiating your match, there's always a chance. That's what a wise man once told me.
100%. So what do you think on Thursday, Tom? Do you think we'd win it 1-0 or something?
I think it'll be 2-1 to us. I think their fans, they're going to make it tough. Very, very tough. They're going to be there, loud. There'll be more traveling than they're actually allowed in the ground. It's going to be a hell of an atmosphere. And it's the same for them. If they go there and they think if we can just keep it abroad, take it back to our place, their atmosphere at home is absolutely fantastic. So I think 2-1 is realistic. Listen, if we can go over there and with like a 2-goal lead or something, I start to believe. But at least a goal lead would probably be the best possible outcome.
I don't know. I think we can destroy them at home, if I'm honest. I think if we turn up on Sunday and just say, for example, we lose against Chelsea, but there's no injuries.
No.
Come Thursday night, if Zuma's sitting in that defence, that's a relief off everyone's weight. Off everyone's shoulders straight away.
Yeah. Off everyone's weight.
The whole weight of the fan base. And I think we could go through them like we did with Leon. Like we need to give
what we don't go through them like Tom's arsehole after a spicy curry.
100%, mate. But I'm not sure. I've not had the pleasure, Tom. So yeah. But listen, what I'm saying is that look at us. Against Leon, we just went straight through them. Like we was lucky in the first 20 minutes, but then after a while, we sort of come into it. I do feel the second leg with us being away from home, I think suits us down to the ground because we're a counter attack inside, Lucas. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I have to actually disagree with Tom because I think Frankfurt play such attacking football Barcelona, they're slow and dominant in possession, which can feel like overpowering almost. But I think Frankfurt are a little bit like Lyon. I wouldn't say they're dominant in possession, but they're really like down your throat, foot on the gas. And I think we were set up well against that. I genuinely
one of the goals they scored was like one of the goals of the season, mate. See their second goal.
Yeah, but I think I think the matchup suits us either way. I think it would have suited us less against Barcelona because they're slow and dominant. But I like our chances against a team that really wants to like stamp their presence on the match.
I think that's what it does worry me though, because when you look at their team, they're not like gifted in any one position, and other than like
they're it's because they're such a well-oiled unit, and those to be fair, those are the clubs I'm more scared of. There's not a bunch of quality, but like as a team, they're just tapped in so well.
And I think the unsung hero for them will be the old boy, the Japanese Kamada.
Yeah,
he's
Kosic,
very, very
a Balkan
talented.
boy. You always have to be scared of them Balkans. I keep telling you. That's why I want them all. I'm scared of them. I'm scared of myself.
Well, give them a flashage, God's sake. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up at that. Listen, I want to thank you boys for coming on tonight. I really do appreciate it. Listen, it's good to have Lucas over on the UK soil next week. He's over here for a month. You know what I mean? He's
quickly, James. Do you know what he's bringing in terms of luggage? He's bringing just a duffel bag. He's not even bringing a suitcase.
No, I have my backpack as well.
Oh, you know what you're doing, son? You're doing his laundry, son.
Yeah, I'm not. No, because I can't even do mine. Look, I've spilt my dinner down there. I can't even do that at the best of times.
You're doing his laundry, mate. Trust me. You know what I mean? I'll probably go and meet him and like have a pint with him in the Ilford or something, wherever he is. We come out and listen,
we're gonna play some billiards or some snooker, whatever you prefer. We're gonna
get down. Billiards? What? Oh, God.
He's definitely an American. 100%.
Oh God, of course he is. I'm going to leave him in Leeds and just let him fend for himself.
Yeah, I mean,
at least I said both.
Are you excited though, Lucas? Like, because this is a major thing. Like a month in England, mate. Trust me, you won't.
Yeah, I'm more nervous about the matches, of course, but I am shitting myself.
It's either going to go one or two ways. He's going to love it and he can't wait to get back, or he's going to fucking hate it and want to get home ASAP.
I'm actually very genuinely scared that I'm going to like it so much I'm not coming back home. And I'm telling you right now, if I get a Frankfurt away ticket, I'm not coming home. I'm not coming home.
I'll be sending the link. Do you know what I mean? I'll be saying, like, can you do a report for us from Frankfurt, please?
Mom won't be too happy, but I'll be buzzing because West Ham are fucking massive.
Athers, your brother's in the house.
Jesus. Yeah, that actually is my brother. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Yeah. Ben, you're not East Side views on the choir.
It better not be, because I'll just give him a slap next Thursday if he is.
You know what I mean? Ben, if you're watching it for the first time, mate, rewind back about 15 minutes ago and you understand what we mean. But yeah, listen. Anyway, Thursday's going to be a big game. Listen, I know it, you know it, everyone knows it. It's the biggest game for like 40 years.
I know it, you know it, your mum knows it.
Everyone knows it, 100%. And for me, it is all on Thursday for me now. Like, I don't want to be rude, I think, but I can't really care less what happens on Sunday with West Ham. But as long as we don't get embarrassed, then I really wouldn't matter. I think, but the Thursday game is massive.
I was going to say quickly, Joan is absolutely spot on in the chat. If we lose on Thursday, it is his fault in the middle. Nobody else's fault other than Lucas's.
You know,
James and me haven't been to a game in
someone
donkeys.
Someone that I'm friends with described me in the most perfect way. One of my DC Iron mates. He said, "You are so angry on Twitter, but so lovely in person." And that is what I'm bringing to the table.
But before we go, Lucas, right? I want you to tell people your flight plan, because I did see it on Twitter. and it is a bit madness.
Hang on a minute. Can we just appreciate? He has been coordinating with Rebecca to try and help him out. The man is confused, James, and we haven't even got to the train line. We haven't got to.
I'm studying it right now, like a fucking exam.
Oyster cards, hotels.
I've got up with a Oyster card, Lucas. I'll meet you at Heathrow.
I need my handheld.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to be careful.
Please tell us all. Please tell the chat where you're flying to before you come to London.
I'll be with my Nordic warriors.
So you're departing from Washington, is it?
Yeah, from DC, and then I have a hour layover in Iceland. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the city. I did. First off, I only did that because it saved me like $200. Which fair play. That's all I'm about, saving money.
I'd have paid the extra 200 so I didn't have to go to one of the coldest countries in Europe.
Yeah,
I'm a cold boy.
This is true.
And then you roll into England when?
11:55 a.m. Ready to kick some ass.
Right, and then you've got to travel from all the way from Heathrow to Ilford.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seasoned. I just drove 44 hours in 4 days a couple weeks ago. I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, but have you done a hike from West London to East London? Like, do you know what I mean? Coming into the ends. That's the thing.
No, but we're gonna find out quick.
Yeah, we will.
Hey, you know, if things get tough, I'll buy an Uber.
Quickly from my brother, who I could literally just text this to. It looks like it was around 200 grand a week, but no release clause. And I think he wants the release clause. Oh, and then look who shows up, for fuck's sake. God damn it.
Yes.
Is Lucas's tour guide.
Yes. Thank you.
Mate.
But yeah, there we go.
But we're almost all sorted. We only need two more hotels, which I'll worry about later today. Or tonight, and then I got the football sorted, which is the most important part.
And where's the two hotels going to be?
One's Ilford. Well, two of them will be. Well, no, one will be Ilford. Another will be somewhere in London, and then Leeds.
Well, let me know about the local one because I'll hook you up in somewhere in Romford or somewhere. You love it in Romford, mate. You have a good Friday night out there, Saturday night. Get you a bird.
I'm worried about Thursday. I'm going to be absolutely fucking.
For the love of God, please, James, take him to Romford Dogs for a night. He'll never ever want to leave ever again.
Mate, once you Romford Dogs, mate, you'll be in love, Lucas. Trust me.
I'll be doing this all night.
Yeah, man. I took you to Chelmsford racetrack, mate. You'll be thinking that you. It's like Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to win some bets when I'm over there for sure.
Can I just quickly say, actually, interestingly enough, that Jack Rosser, who's a journalist for Standard or the London Standard, has just said, put out an article that says Moyes has always resisted dropping Rice into defence because of what he would lose in midfield, which I think is what myself and others are worried about. But he said the West Ham manager now concedes that he may have no other choice. So that probably looks like then that Dec's going to be centre half at the weekend.
Yeah. Safe. Let the poor boy stay in London. Get him out of Essex. Charming. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with the posh part of London. Bet. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to let Lucas get his backpack sorted out. I'm going to let Athers chill out.
He's travelling with a backpack and a duffel bag for a month.
I know. Right? Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see him, mate. He'll be like one of them geezers. Do you know what I mean? Like hiking.
Yes.
He's gone for a hiking trip.
I'm a traveling man. I'm well seasoned.
He's well seasoned indeed. Listen, if you do like the content around here on E20 Zone, we've got travel guides, we've got tour guides, we've got all sorts of guides. Please do like.
We'll hold your hand if you need to.
100%. You know what I mean? And yeah, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way. Do you know what I mean? Listen, as I say, Sunday, it is what it is, but it's all about next Thursday. And these two boys will be there, hopefully. Do you know what I mean? I know Athers will definitely be there, but will Lucas? You might have to find out soon.
I'll be there. I don't know if I'll be in my own body, but I'll be there.
I will be in the pub somewhere watching it and making a lot of racket.
If you see a giant, hairy American winning machine pissed off his ass and needs help, I would greatly appreciate it. Like getting into the stadium, because I'm going to be pissed.
You will be indeed, mate. Anyway, that's enough from us. I'm going to leave these lovely people to go and sort themselves
out. Hit the notification bell. Hit it.
Hit the notification bell. Please smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. I won't speak to Athers now till probably maybe Sunday night. If not, I don't speak to Athers. He has a good time at the LS on next Thursday. Lucas, on the other hand, I've probably got to go and meet the geezer, stop him from end up in sort of Warwickshire or somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway.
I was going to say, I can't wait for you to just get a phone call and be like, James, I've ended up in like Bangor or something. I don't know where.
I can't wait for it either, mate. It's probably like in Hampshire or somewhere.
If I go past Tottenham, I've gone too far.
There you go.
Stay away from Tottenham. That's a bad old place. Anyway, bye for now.